What's going on YouTube? So are you looking to take your stream to the next level? Perhaps add in some new overlays, add in some new green screens, or using your Stream Deck for what it's supposed to be for, and using all these amazing intermissions and transitions? Then please stick around if you'd like to look your stream like this. Like this. Like this. And like this. Awesome. Well, today I'm here to show you how we can get this done. Okay, brilliant. So to quickly start off with one thing, we need to make sure we've got the correct software. So let's head over to ELGATO and make sure let's get the software installed. Okay guys, let's dive straight into it. Okay, as soon as you've got your product and you've got it all plugged in, ready to go, you're going to need the software to run it. Okay, so in order to do this, you're going to go to Google and you're going to type in ELGATO. It's going to be the first web link. So you click on ELGATO, it's going to come and bring you to their website. Simply go to the downloads file and then you're going to find your product which you're going to be using. So in our case, we are going to be using the Streamdeck, either the Streamdeck XL, Streamdeck, or Streamdeck Mini. It doesn't actually matter because they are all compatible with the same program. You simply come to this section and click on the download for the Windows program, okay? Once you've done that, you can see in the bottom left hand corner, you can open up an installation file and it's basically going to run you through the download. It's pretty simple. You just run it through that section. Okay, so once you've downloaded the Streamdeck software, you should open it up and it should look like a window like this. The window is going to change depending on the size of the Streamdeck which you have. If you've got the 15 button one, you should see 15 available squares, and these squares can be filled with any commands or buttons or actions on the right hand side. So the two we're going to be focusing on today is the scene and the source. These are the two that you need in order to make sure that you can create a successful green screen animation. So I'm going to show you what we can do with these, and specifically this one here, which is called the source. So to show you what we're going to do is we have to go into Streamlabs and we also have to find our clip which we would like to use today. So in this case, let's go and find a clip. Okay, so one of the best clips which I use is actually this Will Smith one. It's actually really good and it gets a lot of attraction towards the viewers and everyone really enjoys watching this. So yeah, I'll just show you a quick demonstration. And there you go. That is your entire green screen. So what you need to do is, if you enjoy this one or you find something else you want to use, you just simply copy and paste this web link into a YouTube downloader. Okay, so generally the best YouTube converter I found seems to be yt1s.com. You go over to the URL and then you can just copy and paste your YouTube link into this place here and then click convert. Find the highest quality, making sure it's an MP4 file because it needs to be a video file. So an MP4, in this case, is 720p. So download by clicking get link and then download. Finally, you'll see the download in the bottom left hand corner. If I move this screen out of the way and then I cancel this, I can now drag and drop this onto my desktop. At which point now you can see the file is actually on my PC and I've got the file. This means I can move on to the next step and get myself over to Streamlabs. Okay, so now what we've got to do is we've got to go into Streamlabs and here we go. So in the bottom left hand corner, you need to click the plus icon over here to add a new scene. And you're going to type what this new scene is going to be called. So in this case, I'm just going to call this Will Smith. So now you press OK or done. Okay, so this new scene will look exactly like this, but it will have no window. So it's basically going to look like a black square exactly like this, but without my camera. The next thing you need to do is go to the sources column. So you'll see here all the sources in the middle available and you'll see this plus icon. You need to click this plus icon and then you're going to find a media source. Go to the media source and add this source. Okay, so you're going to get a small table now, a small little window, and then you're going to click add a new source instead. So you click that and now you get your option to type in what you'd like this to be called. So you're going to call this Will Smith. Then you click add source and then you will be shown a new box. So this is where you need to click a loop and you need to click use hardware decoding when available. Make sure these are all 4 ticked, and then you press browse. Now you can go to your desktop where you saved the download file or the media file or the image file, whatever you saved from YouTube. So in my case, it was from the desktop. So I'm going to double click on it here, and you should see a preview of it right in the center here. So if that's the exact same folder the file you want, then you're good to go. Okay, so you press OK, and it is here, ready to go. Okay, so now that you've actually imported the media file successfully, you should see it pop up, and it should be playing, or it should either have an image file depending on what you've imported. So now the next step for this is to double click on the actual source beneath the window, and you want to just double check that you have these 4 ticks selected. So you've got loop, you've got restart playback when source becomes active, you've got use the hardware decoding when available, and you've got show nothing when playback ends. Once these are all ticked, then you press done, and then you can move to the next set, which is right clicking on it and adding a filter. So what we need to do now is we just need to make sure that we can remove all the green from the video or image file depending on what you've imported. So by doing this, we right click, go to filters, add on this plus icon right here, and then we go to the chroma key. Once you've selected chroma key, you can then press done. Once you've pressed done, you have another menu which comes up, and this is basically selecting which colors you're trying to remove from the actual video or image itself. So because this is a green screen and we know that the green is what we're trying to remove, we can keep this key color type as green. But if you have another option like blue, magenta, or you want to make your own, then that is also the another option. But we want to stick with green here, as it's more or less the generic way of doing this, and green screens are green. So let's press done, and we should have a successful video now. So it's, as you can see, it is transparent, so you can see through this video now, which is what we're trying to achieve, which is good. Lastly, the one thing you do need to make sure you have is you've got a video or webcam readily available. So what you need to do is press on the plus icon here, and then you need to go down to video capture device over here on the left side. Once you've clicked on that, you can press add source, and this will show you a list of your available webcams, which in my case is the main camera. Okay, so you would just need to add this source just to make sure that you have a webcam so you can put behind this video. I don't need to show you this because I've already got one, so just make sure that when you do add it, you add it just before, and make sure the camera is on the layer beneath the actual media which you've imported, so that the camera is actually sat behind the image file and not in front. Otherwise that's going to cause a lot of problem, because if I show you here now and the camera is now set in front, it's not quite the same effect because the camera's now sat in front. So just make sure you're cautious of that, and then we can go back to doing it properly. Then boom, it's ready to go. Okay, so once this has been done and you are happy with this, then you can basically just make sure the volumes are set correctly. You make sure the Will Smith is also set at the right size, and then we can move back to the live screen where everything you have got, so we can re-import this as a source. Okay guys, so we're almost finished. What we've got to do, one last thing, is we have just got to import the scene which we've just made to our main scene. Okay, so this is the main display, or the main streaming screen which we would be streaming from. So you'd have your chat, your overlays, your webcam, everything. Okay, so what you would need to do is go to that and add a new source, but this time we are going to add a new scene. Once you've added the scene, you are going to find the scene which should be at the very bottom of the list, called Will Smith, which is the one you've just uploaded. Once you've pressed add source, then you should see it automatically play, which is exactly what we'd want it to. So you've already got it imported. We can use one of these Streamdeck buttons and assign it to this Will Smith, so every time we push it, it can turn this on and turn it off. So let's head over to the Streamdeck and we can show you now. Okay, so finally, now that we're in the Streamdeck software, the last but not least little section we need to do is just to assign the button. So what you need to do is just drag the source into one of the available squares, and now you have to just type in what you want this to be called. So this is going to come up as a piece of text on your actual Stream Deck piece, your equipment, in the available square. And what you have to do is just tell Stream Deck where this source is. So to do this, you're going to have different collections here, and if you don't know what collection you're running, just go into your Streamlabs software, and in the bottom left hand corner of your Streamlabs software, it will tell you what collection you are currently using. Okay, so once you've gone off of the collection and you've selected the right one, then you go down to the scene and then you select your main scene. So this is the scene with your video, your chat, your display, the main scene which you're going to be gaming on. Okay, so the source is the last thing. So the source is the thing which you're trying to choose to turn off and on with this button. So in this case, you want the Will Smith. So if you click that, which is already set by default, when you push this button now, this is going to turn the Will Smith off and on. So if I press it on now, it's already chosen it to be on, and this is it. It's successfully worked, and now you've got your green screen on, and then you press it again to turn it off. Okay, so you've obviously got more options here to choose a lot of other things. If you chose the main camera and then you chose to do the same thing again, then you would turn the camera off and on, off and on. So this just gives you another insight of what you could be using this Stream Deck for. But obviously we're here to talk about the green screen videos, so that is basically the whole rundown of what you need to do. So if you're like me and you wanted to do this with more green screens in the future, then all you need to do, just to future-proof this, you copy and you paste this and you drop it into another square, and then all you need to do then, after you've already imported the media file into Streamlabs, all you need to do is reselect the new source, and you're well on your way to doing it again. And what you need to do is you need to go back and just simply change the name from Will Smith to something more relatable, and boom, you've got everything you need to do to make yourself an absolute mastermind in green screens. Okay, so that concludes the video for today. Thank you very much for stopping by and watching the video. I hope that you all learned something from this video today. If you did, then thank you, and please leave a like and subscribe if you want more content. But otherwise, if there was something that I didn't touch on that you'd want me to, then please drop a comment down below and I will get back to you ASAP. Thank you very much for watching. Peace and love.